Welcome to a new episode of Signal Chain Stories, a podcast for musicians, artists, and creators. My name is Kvndra, and I'm co-hosting the podcast with the wonderful Mordio. My friend, how are you doing today?
Great. Happy to have the second episode and
Yeah,
talking
there was
about our
quite some
topic.
time between this one and the first, not gonna lie.
Yes, life happen.
Yeah, life happens. That's true. But yeah,
So
have you been good since then? Doing a lot of music, being creative?
actually, yes, yeah, I finished an EP for IO Records, and this is coming soon. And then, yeah, got some cool stuff going on where I'm working on new projects. So I'm like actually busy and full and happy.
Nice. That sounds good. Sounds very good. Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, on
And
my end,
you?
also a lot of stuff happened. I played a couple of shows here in Cologne, but also in Copenhagen, beginning of November, which was super nice. And yeah, that was great doing some more concerts and stuff. But also now I'm a little bit happy to dive more into the music making part again, and also do some more YouTube. Yeah, really looking forward to
Use
that.
the winter.
Oh yeah, definitely, yes, yeah. We'll make great use of that. And I need to tell you something because yesterday, to me, one of the weirdest things I think happened since I started my music journey. Speaking about copycats, probably you have had some issues with that as well, like people copying your music, not giving credit and stuff. But yesterday, honestly, the
Never
weirdest
actually.
stuff
Never happened to me.
never happened.
No.
Okay,
But I think I'm also
I
not
hope it stays
checking.
like that.
I would feel like if someone is doing that, good luck, enjoy, be amazing.
Yeah, yeah, same. I mean, usually I would definitely think the same. I love it when people get creative with my music, and I just love all of that stuff. But there was one dude who actually, and one of my community members sent that to me because I wasn't really aware of that. Um, that guy ripped a 40-minute live set from me from YouTube, and then like the audio from it, and then he filmed himself pretending for 40 minutes to play his synthesizers, and then uploaded it to SoundCloud and to YouTube and to Instagram and wherever. And I was like, the first moment I
Why?
saw it, I was like super shocked. I was like, what the actual fuck is this? Like seriously, that was so weird. And then yeah, I kind of like first, of course, I was shocked and asked him to take it down, posted about it on social media, and I got a lot of positive feedback. Like a lot of people said, "What the hell? This shouldn't be happening. This is like weird." And yeah, today, one day later, I can already laugh about it because it was just so weird. And I was thinking, what brings you to the idea to do something like that? Honestly, I would love to know that because I can't really think of doing something. I mean, take all the energy you put into that and make something creative your own. But stealing like that from others is so weird.
I think it's people that think stealing is an art and self-esteem problems. I don't know.
Maybe yes.
Pretending
But
for 40
yeah,
minutes literally is like really, wow. I never hear that one. Like I hear
that's
like
wild,
some
right?
tracks that came out for Patreons only or something that then got released on labels that like wait, but there you can make some money with it or whatever. You know, there's like other ways why you do it, but this sounds really like low self-esteem.
Yeah, I thought so too. Anyway, I thought it would be a nice icebreaker for this episode to tell something really weird that shows that this industry is sometimes
Really
very
strange.
random.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think creativity is a good point actually because we both discovered a tool, or actually I discovered a tool and
You give it to
recommended it
me?
to you. And
Yes.
today's episode is dedicated to this tool because I can already see it in your face. You love it, right?
I love it. I really do.
That's great. The tool is called Dyad by Fors, written Fors, and yeah, they make mostly, I think, Max for Life devices, and I think they have one VST as well. But yeah,
I think
it's a software company, and mostly they make Max for Live devices. And the way actually how I discovered this tool was I was just basically scrolling through forums reading about cool Max for Live devices, and then someone brought up this company, and yeah, I searched through their tools and found them all very visually pleasing, and somehow they reminded me a little bit of the Electron, also from the interfaces and the icons and everything. And then I dove in a little bit deeper and found out that the developer of the company, I think he's called S, he used to work for Electron, and he was one of the definitely heavily involved in the development of the Electron Digitone, which is one of my favorite synthesizers of all times. And yeah, then that got me even more interested. And yeah, they make some amazing Max for Live devices. And one of the recent additions, I think it's just like 2 or 3 weeks old now, is called Dyad. And yeah, it's quite hard to describe. It's definitely a synthesizer combined with a sequencer.
Yes.
And it works.
2 sequences.
Exactly, 2 sequencers and 2 synthesizers. And for me, it works a little bit like something that sits in the middle between the Moog DFAM and the Moog Labyrinth, because it has the weird sequences from the Labyrinth, but from the sounds, it's more tailored towards percussion sounds, although
Yeah.
you can also do some very great melodic lines with it.
You can switch from the bleep bloop sounds to computer sounds really fast to the percussion-ish sounds with the noise, like the DFAM. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
But there's 2 sequences with the off thing, that you have 2 off sequences that like literally with polyrhythmic starting to be really interesting. That's the new Moog.
Yeah, definitely. And that's such an interesting mixture, and I needed to try it. And yeah, oh my god, I've had so much fun with it, because the cool thing is, and this is also where it's different in the ways how we both used it actually,
Yes.
is this device functions fully standalone on the Push 3 standalone, which is awesome, because then I can just take my Push 3, completely unplug it from the computer, just take my headphones, plug it into the Push 3, and I have a completely functional synthesizer that sits somewhere between the DFAM and the Labyrinth. And yeah, that's just awesome. And it's so much fun to make music with it, because it's
Absolutely.
super tonal. You can also set scales. It has the scale awareness function that Ableton has. So it's also very easy if you use randomize functions, with which this thing has a lot, to get creative with. So yeah, it's an amazing tool. I've had so much fun since I first used it, and I think you too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Miles, I have a question. So when you have this push 3 standalone thing, because I don't use the push 3 for now, and you're loading a device like this one now, the Dyad, can you record the Dyad then in clips and then also play it in parallel by having this thing open?
No.
So you
I don't
control
think
your
that's...
session view plus the Dyad, or is it then just a standalone Dyad?
Yeah, it's just in standalone Dyad. So it's also a
Interesting.
completely different user interface, I would say, than the regular push. So basically, normally when you open a push, for example, and you have a synthesizer, then you have this chromatic or in key mode, where all the pads basically are the how do you say that? Basically the notes you can play. And then you have the 8 encoders, and the display shows you kind of like the parameters of the synth. That is usually what every Ableton synth looks like. But the Dyad, and this is what I love so much about it, has a completely different user interface. So basically, the 64 pads are a mixture of the 2 sequencers. So 2 rows are the 2 sequencers, and the other 2 rows are the modulation sequencers. So basically, you can just hold a modulation step and then dial in there with the encoders the modulation amount you want at this step, and then get crazy with it. And oh my god, I love it, because it makes it really feel the push like a completely new instrument. And I definitely want to do a video about this, because it's, I think, for all push users, something really nice, because when I used it for the first couple of times, I felt that I really had a completely new instrument at my hands, because the way how you interact with the pads, with the push, with the encoders is so different than you would do in normal mode that it really brings up a lot more creative results.
So it's actually completely separated device then. So the push 3 is actually with the standalone mode a synthesizer that you can mod almost, because you have a
Yeah,
synthesizer that can be sometimes a different synthesizer or
that's
just a
true. And
sequencer or such. Because there's an interface inside, right? You can put inputs.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. There's that's an audio interface inside, and that's also what I found now with this device so cool, because I thought, okay, the push works in a certain way. Of course, you can load different sounds, you can load different synthesizers like the wavetable synths, like wavetable, drift, uh, whichever operator, and they all work in a certain way, but they all share kind of like the same layout. The UI always stays the same. Obviously, the synth engine is a different one, but the UI always is the same. But now with Dyad, for the first time, I really had the feeling that it's a new machine and that it's something that it works completely different than all the other synthesizers. And the cool thing is, when you have loaded it on a track on the push, you can switch to another track, like for example, a track that has operator loaded, and it still works in the standard, in the normal way. But once you switch back to the Dyad track, then it reloads this, this new user interface, and then you kind of like have it in the different interface, which makes you interact differently with the
So
instrument.
you kind of can switch in a live situation still to the standalone push view, but you can switch back to the Dyad view then.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
definitely. You can have the Dyad running as a track. It's not showing then in session view, because actually the Dyad, or it's showing in session view, but you don't have clips, because Dyad doesn't work with clips, because it's the sequencers. I mean, you know it works just differently. So you don't have clips, you don't have actual MIDI data that are triggering it, but the sequencers, the two are living in the device. So the moment you hit play on Ableton or in the push, the Dyad starts playing. Of course, you can just mute the Dyad, so then it's muted. This is kind of like how I've been using it also with some external instruments, and it has been a lot of fun. And I can't wait to show that on a YouTube video. But you actually recorded, you told me you already recorded a video on it, right?
Yeah. Like you give it to me, and I was like, okay, wait, a Moog DFAM with 2 sequences. So when you have 2 sequences, you can have polyrhythmic. So I'm like, okay, because then they start to have this really interesting, your brain imagine it's a super long, I don't know, 16 bars loop, but it's actually just a simple 1 bar loop that just have different off times, because it's 2 sequences. It constantly changing. Totally, when you can modulate, then even the bar change and everything. Like you have patterns that you can even switch. So I was just trying out how much you can do with the thing in the video. Yeah, and I was like seeing really that you can automate that thing completely, generating melodies for you forever. Like you can, it's never looping. So
Nice.
it's a really, really cool device. And then for me, with my channel and the techno music, it is really like the sound engine is most of the time in the way that I make music, I always used operator and Sting. So you have like this weird asset random generator that makes some MIDI notes for you. So it's just like no, you have the classic techno sequence going on, and then I have sometimes 3 LFOs that are just random, and then I map this 3 LFOs on the volume of the oscillators of my operator. So I'm getting a sequence, but then I get this like off random modulations that just happen. So it starts to be really involved, and it feels like a way complex sequencer and rig itself, but it's just these 3 elements. And I do this like so many times that people are already bored of it, I think. But it's just like, I need something that makes sounds, and then we put audio effects, right? So for me, it's the sound design is always after. So I need just a simple engine kind of that gives me a lot of like movement, fast and complex, not just like 8 notes, with a little bit pitch. And now this thing have everything in that inside with random buttons. So I just can put it in, and give them a little bit of polyrhythmic sequence, just put the random buttons for getting triggers, and then it sounds already like simple and easy. You can make it sinus, you can make it square, like you have the simple waveforms, nothing crazy, but the stuff instantly makes the stuff that I want, like filter swipes that fast doing something. It sounds always good, and then you can start sound designing. So for me, it's my new main synth actually. Like I will use it for a lot of everything, and then when I have key, maybe I go and actually play the keys in the future because I want to get a piano for my Innovation Peak here. I have it here in the rack, but I never use it because I can sense sequences so much. Hardware and software is always for me like it's too much.
Oh yeah, I can tell. Like when I put together my hybrid setup, it was really a pain. Now everything's working fine, but I always have the fear that once I kind of like replug something, want to reroute something, that the complete system crashes and I need to rebuild everything from scratch.
Last time I did that, everything crashed, and then I didn't have the energy to finally put it back. I know I could, but when you start YouTube, also it's really important that you can film your screen, so you're just focusing on that. But my hardware,
that makes complete sense.
My hardware, I use now. I wanna rebuild my modular system because I learned so much Eurorack. I should not just do it, not at all. I want to make just ambient with Eurorack. I feel like this is no screens, no modules with screens, just an ambient machine with like one granular synthesizer where I can put the samples of my actual life right now in and then just scramble that up. I think that's cool.
That's nice.
And that also works for the music philosophy for me. It's really grounding with the machine on the window or something, And Ableton is then more like the gritty, systemized machine building.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And honestly, I've seen, I think not so long ago, like a couple of weeks ago, I think on YouTube I stumbled across a live set that you did on Eurorack. It was already recorded a couple of years back. It was not on your channel, it was on another channel. Really nice recording, actually. Very cinematic, very cool.
That was in that old building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one went kind of big. A lot of people ask me for that one. I think it's the worst live set I ever did.
What?
Yes.
I loved it.
I think I never changed the sequence, and I like if I listen to this, I'm always like, oh God, I need to make a better one.
What the hell? No. I mean, please do, but honestly, I loved it already. And then I'm now like, okay, what else can this guy do? That's insane because I love the techno, I love the music. So yeah, looking forward to hearing more live sets from you.
I'm working on it, yeah. I think I will combining it a little bit with like yoga and just like there's this yoga nidra and yin yoga where people are actually chilling in one position. That is like giving a nice stretch and they stay there for 3 minutes. So they need something. And I don't know, every time I go to those things, it's like a gong or some Klangschale. I don't know how to say that.
I know.
It's always the same sound. So I was like, wait, why there's no cool, interesting textures, calming drones? So I want to do this live with a teacher together or something. That's why I'm rebuilding right now the system.
That's awesome. I love that. I've also seen one of my an artist that I know. He played recently an ambient live set in a bookshop, and I thought that's also a very nice idea. Like just people sitting there reading, and you just played some very calming ambient music. I think that fits awesomely.
Absolutely.
Like really cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I feel like we have to show the device now, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's go. Should I?
Yeah, jump.
Yes. I jump right in. All right. Here goes my Ableton. Can you see it?
Yes.
Perfect. I can zoom in a little bit. Does that work?
I think it's not on screen when you zoom in. For you,
it
will be there, but not on recording, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's so okay. It's just for the overview. In our videos, I think we can go much more in detail and see that stuff better.
Yeah, definitely. So this is how the device looks like. Very, very simple. And this is kind of like the first sequencer. Here's the second sequencer, and here's the first synth, and here's the second synth. And as I mentioned before, I've never used it actually in as a Max for Live device in Ableton Live, only on the push. So this view is also a little bit new to me. But yeah, it works in a very easy way. So you can click here, you can add notes into the sequencer, and when I and this is then how you can fill it. And then the cool stuff is that you can shorten also the sequences and make them different lengths.
And with that, you're already getting like a really long sequence feeling. Yeah.
Exactly. And then now I'm looking for where you can actually put the device in key. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, it's really hidden. It's there.
Okay, so this is kind of like the general settings, and yeah, you can actually put on a quantizer and then set, okay, let's say we want to put this to, let's just take minor, and then just take something like, I don't know, D, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And now the cool thing is we can here obviously also change the synth settings.
Nice.
Filter it a little bit. Maybe some noise. And now the cool stuff is that you can also now randomize it. So you can see here the dice, and basically what you can do, you can the sequences, but also the modulations, which is basically sitting below here. Here you can actually choose what you want to modulate, like hertz, which basically then is the pitch of the tone. And now already something interesting happens due to the fact that here this modulation sequence is longer than the actual sequence of the sequencer. The modulation will not happen here at the second step every time.
Yeah, and with this, it's starting. Why I love this device so much. Because now you're getting this off times that making you this this simulation in your brain that this is a long sequence, but it's actually just what you're seeing.
Exactly. And then I think that's also what you mentioned when you now then start here to roll the dice and get some weird modulations in. Start to get stuff like that.
Absolutely. And yeah, how you can see, like now we have down the hertz of the two engines, and you now actually go up.
Sorry. Yep. Here we go.
You can see on the side you have the hertz, right? You can click on that and change that even. When you
here to tone.
Yeah, to the other options. Yeah, even to the envelope. So you can modulate all of the things that you want with the sequencer.
Or with the randomizer.
Yeah, with the randomizer, of course, too. And the cool thing is, the things that you not map on it, you can have, even because the Dyad comes also with the components by itself. So you can have even the sequencer as a modulation device behind. I don't know if you have it. Can you put it in so we can see it for a sec?
Yeah, I have it somewhere. Let me search for that. So it should be, what are they again called?
Module, just like this, I think.
I think I need to look here into the Max for Live devices. Module. Yeah, here it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Ciao, browser. Thank you. So yeah, and now you have again the same thing. You can just put a sequence there with up and down. That's like minus and plus from the attenuators, and then you just map the stuff on whatever you want in your full Ableton session view or arrangement view. I don't know. So you can put it even on the fader itself, you know.
Actually, let's do that, because also something I wanted to show, which is also from the same company. I know we are now making a lot of advertisement for them, but honestly, who makes, as such a small company, such amazing products?
Yeah, they're all really nice. Like all this, like SOUNDPACK is for me like cool devices that I have fun for months now.
Exactly, for me as well. And also, I think together with the Dyad, they released this. It's
delay, right?
Exactly, but a saturated or distorted delay. So I think it sounds super nice. Yeah. And I think it plays together so nicely with the Dyad, because here you can also change the feedback. And then the cool stuff is here you can distort it. With which you get these super nice overtones. And now we could actually try to map this one, to the drive.
Yeah, and you see how this Ableton session view starts to be alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what I try always to build on my channel, kind of, when I make music. Things that just modulate themselves, being really sequency, so they stay musical for the techno genre. And this module is perfect for that, to make musical, rhythmical modulations on whatever.
Totally. I already need to add that to my favorite Max for Live devices because I think that's an awesome modulator, because I think you can rhythmically also do some very interesting stuff with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you make a second channel and we just go like in a way solo on the engine itself, you can just put, I think it was Jitter or Ditto or something, the drum from them, where it's just
the drum one,
because I feel like with the separate components we can go more in depth into the full actually Dyad.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Ditto was the
Ditto.
I think that's the...
And now we put a module behind.
I'll just copy that one over.
Just copy that one. So now we have here a little drum machine, and it's nothing else than the engine of Dyad. How you say Dyad? Dyad?
I think it's Dyad probably in English,
Okay,
but as it's a Swedish company, it's hard to say if they really pronounce it Dyad, but let's call it Dyad.
Okay. Yeah, now you have the two engines. So you have the Hertz, kind of the thing with the filter. It's on the side. By the way, we cannot see your cursor, just sometimes I think when you click.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
And then you have the noise, then the pitch modulation on the attack, and the DDK, I think. And down you have the two filters for both engines, the FM of the both engines together, and then you can change the wave and the mix, left and right.
Okay.
And now you can imagine what you want to map. You know, you can just map maybe first the waves forms and let it play. Is it playing like this actually, or is it?
I think it needs MIDI probably. Oh, that's the first one.
Yeah,
I think this one
You can put a sting there.
That's a good idea. Let's go with it.
Ta-da.
There we go.
Yeah.
Here it is. Favorite device. Here we go.
Yeah. And then I don't know, make the length maybe on 8. So we have just 8 steps. Not up there. I would say there you stay like.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Just how many notes.
Yeah.
And this is what we're actually building right now. Then it is actually a Dyad because now we have a sequencer that have off times because the density is still 14. So it's like if you do it maybe at 12, it's like polyrhythmic. But still 8 notes. So we don't have a key now, of course. But the key happens with the Hertz modulation. So I would map maybe one of it on the Hertz. And now you see you're getting this like frequency ranges like crazy.
Yeah, very crazy. I think I'm turning it down a little bit.
But you see like how fast we can have like a complex. Yeah. And there you can put a delay or a reverb. And then we have already like everything.
Yeah, we have already something nice. Let's use again here from this track.
Yeah,
the retour.
Yeah, let's stay in the brand.
Yeah, we just stay there. We just use. I mean, Sting is obviously not from them, but the rest, and then.
Yeah, you see what I mean? So you get really fast these areas, and now you can go on the filters and close them a little bit. The filters are the thing in the middle. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, and also this one. Yeah, if you close this ones, you change quite a lot of the impact.
This one here, you mean?
Yeah, it's also kind of a filter.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And now you can open the
Do you know
the
what
cuts.
that is for a device? Is it...
I feel like it's also how the filter interacts with the switches of the developer. Have a video where he explained it way better than me. So
Okay.
I think it's there. But it was like kind of like a filter, he said. I remember just hertz is pitch, filter, and noise. Pitch emulation, pitch modulation, and decay. That's from left to right. But the cuts, I actually like the filters down. They are actually just DJ filters, so I actually don't want to use them so much. I actually open it because when you change the system, also in Dyad, when you change the system, you're getting new overtones that you actually don't hear when you use them. I would use a filter after.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
But if you modulate them,
like an auto filter.
Yeah, but if you modulate them, you can have this nice sweet spot between 100 hertz and 10K. So it's like sounding really like high fidelity from the contrast.
Yeah. Okay. So then maybe modulate them also with Mordio?
Yeah, let's modulate everything.
Well,
yeah. You see what I mean? And then also maybe the FM. So we're getting weird overtones. Yeah. And then with the FM, it will be maybe a bit harsh. So maybe you close a little bit the decays.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Yeah, like this. Yeah.
Nice.
Now we're already having some nice vibes here. And now I want to do something complex. So you duplicate the module as like a second machine, the full thing, yeah. Okay. And now you delete the modulations. And you just take the first modulation.
Is there a shortcut how to do it? Oh, actually, you can just take a new pattern, right?
Yeah, but that's what I want to late.
Ooh,
yes.
I see.
You see.
Okay, so how do you just remove all the modulations?
No, you keep them near. I just talked about the second one. You just push all the X's, so they are not making some weird stuff. I don't know. That's my OCD, I guess. You close this, so we can see what we have. Nice. And now you change the sequence a little bit, I guess. Just randomly, because it's not like so similar to the first one.
Here you mean on this one?
On the second one, yeah. Yeah, or whatever. Like just that they both don't have the same sequence.
Yeah.
Think about the high notes that we have on the hertz.
yeah, that's true. Very true. Just pitch them down, especially this one here.
Yeah, the big ones, maybe a little bit under control. Yeah. And then you map the second one on the 01 number. Yeah, so he jumps when you play it. He jumps between 1 and
1 and 10, I think he jumps.
Okay, yeah, let's one of the number you have to use, and then you go on the second one. Take that. No, you have to go on the 10 now on the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you build a new sequence there.
Okay, got it. Just I'll try to keep it a little bit lower because I don't want to blast anyone's ears. But...
Yeah, the switches will changing constantly, so it will be in the first and the 10 then, and even that is another polyrhythmic that you can have because the sequencer, the second one, you can just put in polyrhythmic when you have this little circle on the left down.
Oh. This one here?
Yes. You see how when you go more, some of the sequences will be, actually like one of the sequence they should be gray out. I don't see it now in the stream so well.
No, me neither.
Okay. I think you have to play to see it maybe. No, he plays the full thing.
No, it's still running completely.
Yeah, but normally you should just have like, I don't know, polyrhythmic or something. That's the modulation curve.
Yeah. Weird.
Also nice, we can put the modulation curve on the first module. So when you watch our modulation in Ditto, they will be softened out. So they're having like an interesting, because now it's all square wave on off, you know, and then it has a little bit of envelope.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like
I think I need to map this one here to the stuff because we deleted all the mappings, right?
Okay.
So maybe I need to map it to the hertz.
That's why.
I need to map it.
Yeah, map it
That's
to
why, yeah.
waves, map it to
Felt.
FM, and the cutoffs of the DJ filters. And
yeah.
on Hertz 1, yeah, perfect.
We can also do decay, why not?
Why not? You see?
Okay, this is insane. I love it.
Yeah, that's the system buildings here. I love this. And this machine, like with all these components itself, it's just this idea, you know? So when you told me about it, I was like, wait a minute, I need that. And then I got the device and I was like, wait, this device comes with the separate components. So with Modular, you can just sequence everything now.
That is insane. That is really insane.
if
I love
you-
it. Actually, thanks for the recommendation, because I, of course, I knew that it comes with the separate devices, but I never really got to the point where I did a deep dive into them. And Module is, I mean, oh my god, this is amazing! Like really cool modulator for basically everything. So that's a really cool tool to have.
It makes every modulation in a sequence what makes every modulation to musical steps.
Yeah.
And that you can play with. If you put the BPM low, you know, you can have interesting ambient patterns that just happen randomly sometimes. And then behind you just put a drone machine, like a lot of reverb and stuff. And it just plays for hours for you.
That is insane. It feels a little bit like, this is how I imagine how modular must feel to people when they make music with it.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Because
I'm getting the
thinking,
fascination.
Yeah, it's my thinking from modular, coming from there, seeing this device and be like, wait a minute. Because in modular, you have this output, like 2 maybe, and then you can use this 2 outputs with a multiple, maybe 5. And then you just put it into your things. But at some point, there's no options more to modulate more. But in digital, you know, you can map this, then you can copy paste just this device again and again and again.
This is insane. Yeah, I mean, also now when we play this, you can see here the sequences jumping.
Yeah.
And a lot of these sequences are not even having modulations
give
on
them.
them.
Give
like,
them
example,
something.
sometimes.
Just go from 1 to 10 and give them some random something.
Okay. Is there a way to randomize? This would be awesome. Just here a button.
This button is missing in the corner. I promise I will develop the developer. I will talk to this person and say, please. Module needs
just
a
some
random button.
values in here, so that you can just very quickly build all of these different patterns.
You see
and then
down,
say, okay,
down there's still 2 places. I see on the left a range,
here,
and on the right the random button. So how much he gives the range to how high notes or low notes he can go.
I think this is awesome feedback. Yeah,
yes, that would be perfect.
Honestly, I just go with something like that.
Yeah, that's perfect. You can paint it like in a line. Actually, he takes all the input.
Yeah, that is really nice.
The interfaces are amazing. Like this person really knows about design, and I don't know, with Max, sometimes I feel like it's so claustrophobic together because the Max developer just have the space down there, right? They cannot make some, otherwise you have to make a VST.
Yeah,
and I'm also trying to build stuff in Max, and it's really limiting the space that you have. So you really have to think about design in this case, and this person really understands design.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's so simple
also on the push,
and intuitive.
Yeah, also on the push, like the way the sequencer look, the modulation look, like it's, for example, the sequencer itself is in white, and the pads that are the modulation are in purple, which makes it really cool to see, okay, this is your modulation sequencer, and this is your actual sequencer where you put in the notes and the steps. So that's really nice. Let's give it a final go.
Yes.
Wow.
You see? Stuff is happening.
Oh yeah. And it's crazy. As you mentioned here, the modulation shape. Kind of like when you just tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, now you have the on-off, and then you're getting the attack into the modulation in. If you map that on your MIDI device, you know, you just have like 8 channels of randomized sequences, and then you're just changing constantly the module and in your mapped device, and you're just changing the full track, right?
Yeah, true.
That's the idea.
Wow. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. Looking forward to your Make Your Live devices, honestly, because I think you would also make some fantastic stuff.
I
But I
am
can
thinking.
understand that Max is probably very, very complex.
Yeah, I think I'm on a point where I'm actually realizing this is something I really have to outsource. I cannot do this all myself.
Yeah.
Already working with someone together right now, brainstorming process. But yeah, there's some ideas, you know, for audio effects that are just like nice hypnotic filter banks, you know, modulation matrices that you put on return channels, things like this.
Cool. Great stuff. Looking forward to that.
Let's see where we end up. But yeah, for now I can play with this because it's it's already giving
It's
me
just
so much
fun.
techno inspiration. You see how fast we already created something. Can you play
Mhm.
both channels now? I'm sure they work
Yeah.
because they're all synced in a sequence.
Yeah. Okay.
So random. Where?
I love it. This is so cool. This is so fun. Like I can understand why people say working with modular has a little bit something of meditation, kind of like, because you can
Absolutely.
just try. It's a little bit like this children approach. Like you just try out stuff and see how it works. And it's just really a lot of trial and error until you find something nice. It's a lot about discovery. And this is something I do really like.
Yeah. I mean, you will notice you're a hardware person, and when I was 100% hardware person for a time, it's this thing that there is not so many screens. I mean, totally for like how I choose my modules was always no shift buttons. And when there's no screens and just this cables with like the description what it does, and you just put it in and think, that could be interesting, check, and you just hear and wait for the delay to get synced in, and you're like, nice, okay. It's such a meditation, I would say, dialogue with the device. And in Ableton, I don't know, with the clicking and the programming in of nodes and all these things, it never feels like this. But if you think Ableton in this way that we do right now, it is totally this modular approach that I came back to Ableton and I was like, okay, I want to modulate everything because actually we are digital here, so I can do it how much my computer can handle it, you know? And yeah, it's a full philosophy, I think, this URX system thinking teach you this, but it teach you also one thing. It's so meditative that you push never record. You just think, it's a moment, I'm researching. And then you're actually making music for years, but never record something. That's another sickness with URX people.
Okay, yeah, I see. But it also has something calming, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, that's why I feel like this calmingness that I always feel with the URX systems, I want to put in ambient music, textures, really long, and then like this thinking of the sequences that just go into effect chains and stuff like this.
Yeah, that's actually how I created, for example, my Dune track was also the same thing. I just played on my synthesizer and then I came up with the sequence that I then just happened to record. But it was also came from this approach, like I just ran the Moog through a couple of effects, most prominently the Valhalla Supermassive, like this huge reverb tail. And I could already feel that the slightest changes of the parameters on the Moog just changed the sound so drastically because it had the reverb had such a long decay time that you could really feel the changes or hear them for a very long time. And then you could change something else and then play it on top. And you have this really nice interferences. So it goes in the same direction.
Can you do it now? Do you have the Valhalla here?
I have it here, but I don't have my Moog connected. But I have.
Yeah, but we have this system right now built that it's changing a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
And when this have a huge decay and just make trigger signal for the reverb, you know, like wet dry 100%.
Let's see, which one do we have here? Actually, there's one preset I like very, very much for this. It's called Billions and Billions. I don't know where it's hidden.
I think I cannot see your third-party plugins in the stream.
Okay, you can't see it.
Yeah, but it's okay. We can hear it.
Okay, I'll just start it now.
Yeah, and then wet dry 100%, perfect. And then you change just the system, right?
Yeah, you can. And then just do here something higher.
Can you close the browser for my OCD?
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you. Yeah, now we can see the system. So you see, like, we have just the squares here. Square machines.
Oh yeah. Could also do something like, let's say, saw. Here a sign maybe.
Yeah, and you can also push the smiley ones. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Woohoo!
That's fun. That's what it should be with music,
That's
right?
awesome. Yeah.
Maybe you take the second module, open it, the modulation, and put it on the waves, on the first one. Up, waves up.
Here you mean?
Yeah, down in the ditto.
I think it's not working. I think you can't assign it to change the waveforms.
I think I could do it, but okay,
It
whatever.
always says here.
Maybe the FM.
Yeah, the FM definitely, or maybe the mix. We could try the mix.
Yeah. Nice.
Super nice.
Yeah, and then imagine we have a random button for the module.
Oh my god. We would go completely crazy.
Yes. But this is where we can go back to Dyad, because he literally have it.
There we have it. That's true.
So
It's true.
you can add everything besides the Valhalla and just put the Dyad there. Or put the Valhalla
Or we
just on, yeah, just to
Just
the
take the
channel.
first.
Yeah.
Take the first one and let's see what's going on here. If we just run it through.
Make some ambient.
Ah, nice.
Yes. And now map the sequencer on the one of the filters. Maybe on the second filter. Yeah. And then maybe on the first modulation curve. Under the filter, this one.
That sounds really nice.
Yes.
Maybe modulate some more here. This one here, let's randomize it.
Yes. Yeah, and now to give you the peak of the iceberg because it's still looping, right? I have already nice modulation moments where it's off because we have this off sequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to make it really to our ultimative ambient machine, you just put an LFO now before the retour, and you're making it to on-off, like, I don't know, just go on.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Square.
So basically, or you could actually map it to the dry wet.
No, you map it to the pattern, and then you have a full diad that switch from one diad to the next.
Got it.
Okay, and now you have to find 1 and 2 somehow with on-off. So you go from sine to, I think, square in the LFO.
You mean here? I mean, maybe here it works. Oh, it still says it can't map that, which is weird.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's working, sometimes it wasn't working for me too in the video also that I filmed.
Okay.
Maybe some improvement there. I don't know. I was thinking it was my problem. Whatever. We just need a pattern now to run, right?
Yeah.
On off. So he jumps to pattern 16 or something. Maybe you can put the LFO in like a better range. So you go close the window and then just sync the thing. Also sync the thing. So it stays like the others in a musical way. And then maybe the sign goes to... actually, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
So now randomize,
this way it works.
randomize maybe the second
pattern.
Yeah, it's quite hard when you modulate it already.
Yeah.
So you can maybe just cut this for a moment, and go on pattern 2 and just make a nice sequence. Also, again, polyrhythmic, please. So it's really generating random stuff. And open both filters, maybe.
Yeah, good point. Oh, I think the filters and the synth settings are kind of like globally, so you can't change them per pattern.
Because we map them.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why you cannot touch
But I
them
think
now.
that's no problem. Can just work with what we have here.
Yeah, make just the length of the sequences a bit random.
Yeah, I will definitely maybe put this one to
Mm-hmm.
here.
Something shorter, yeah.
This one here. This one maybe even shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's give it one more space like this, and this one like
Yeah,
this. And
perfect.
then
And then
let's see what we have.
LFO on, yeah.
Oh, now it's jumping to 3. Here we go. No.
How to make Ableton a dream machine that you cannot control anymore.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. So the full philosophy about sequencing and all of this is in this device. So if you think in this way, you can create everything with it. From techno bangers to absolutely amazing ambient that evolves over time.
Yep.
That's why I bought it instantly when you said it. I was like, wait.
Hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
No, this is awesome. This is really, really nice.
Yeah, this can make Ableton Session View to like just synth playground.
Good stuff.
I
Good
think
stuff.
now we saw also quite what it can do. I mean, you still have the 1-1 sequences, right? Like we can still change the sequence, how fast it plays.
Yeah, that's
back.
true. That's true.
So you can get even another layer of randomness, but I think we're overdosing it already.
Good. Can you? Yeah, you can map it actually. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Wow, you can? Wow, look, that was something I couldn't map on my playtest. So I think there's some mapping issues going on still, but yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, but you can also see here. I think there's a little bit of an issue because if I now mapped it, it still keeps flashing. But if you look here, the numbers are already changing.
Play it back. If it works, it works. I don't care about fucking.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah, it works.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now it's a full modular system.
Nice. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, now I'm seeing you again. Like, you've been gone for
Yeah, it was like
ages.
yeah. Actually, let's kill the share of the screen, and I jump back.
Here we go.
Zup. Wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a great exploration episode, completely different from the first one, but this is
Absolutely.
actually something we want to do with this podcast. We didn't set ourselves any boundaries, and this is how we want to keep it. Just
Freestyle.
Just embrace exploration, embrace the fun in making music, embrace all the good stuff that makes this wonderful thing of music so fun to us.
Yeah, the best I think is coming together, and you have a perspective to see the thing, like with all the push stuff. I have no clue about it, but you didn't open it for once in Ableton for now, and now you see how valuable this full pack actually is.
Awesome, exactly. And I think through your guidance, I honestly learned a ton because, like, the module, probably if we wouldn't have gone through that, I would have completely overseen this as a very great modulator.
There is so much good Mac stuff I overseeing all the time. So you need other eyes. That's why we're doing the podcast too, right? To just put to artists. I mean, we do completely different type of music, but the same passion is there. We all have to sound design at some point, right? And that was sequencing sound design what we did now, and modulation sound design.
Absolutely, 100%.
It was actually a modulation sequencer.
And I think a perfect end for this episode, right? I think we just did something very, very differently than we do before. But I'm now already excited what episode number 3 will have for us. Can't wait.
Absolutely, mate. Then?
Cool, my friend. Thank you so much. That was a great deep dive. And looking forward to seeing you again very soon.
I thank you for showing me this device. I got a lot of fun, and I'm happy to share some stuff I figured out over the time now. I mean, it was 2 days, right?
Yeah, that is insane. Like how much of a deep dive you did in 2 days. That is
I did a video on it.
Honestly.
I was so excited. I instantly did a video on it.
Awesome. Can't wait. Can't wait to see that. And yeah, to all of the lovely people, thank you so much for watching. We do really appreciate that. And I hope this podcast gives you as much value as it gives us. We are very excited. We can't wait to record some more episodes. And yeah, we hope to see you all very, very soon.
In the next
Take care
one.
in the next one.
Bye bye.
Peace.